Hello. I wanted to show you a really neat studio strobe, and certainly so for portable use or for use in auditoriums, or if you're going to be doing group shots and you want to dominate the sun. In other words, you want to go out and you have crummy conditions, or say you got a family of 20 people underneath a shade tree. Well, unless you want to pack 20 speed lights with you to get a group shot about 40 people wide, you're out of luck, and that's certainly not a viable possibility. Now, where are you going to plug this in? Outdoors? Well, Vagabond power pack hanging off your light stand. Obviously, you're going to need one of these for each of your lights. You can actually plug in 2 lights with the Vagabond pack. But you could shoot all day basically with this. $328. $90 battery replacement. If you're using it professionally, consistently, like on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, you usually get like a year and a half, and then you get a $90 replacement on the battery pack. You don't have to replace the entire unit. The unit itself, I've got 4 of them here, a couple of them right here. This is the Einstein unit, 640 watts, 640 watt seconds of color balanced power, 4.5, was it? No, not 4.5 pounds, 4 pounds and 3 ounces or something like that. They're actually made here in America, in the United States. One of the best things about these that you actually can't see is the repair policy. If you do something stupid and it's not actually an issue with the unit itself, which it really never is, and you damage them, when you send them back, they'll actually replace the parts as long as it's reasonable, and they know you didn't purposely torture the unit and expect them to fix it. They'll actually replace it, fix the unit for what it costs them to do, and a very, very meager fee. I mean, they are highly praised. They're located in Tennessee for repairing units that someone, dropped out of a bus or out of their car or something, and they damaged it. And not to say that they're fragile by any means, but any studio strobe is fragile. Now, here is the case. Now, people think that Palsy Buff stuff, or the buff stuff, as they say it lovingly, is somewhat inexpensive studio strobes, and they're not. This unit is $500. I mean, inexpensive, or trying to think of the word that I was looking for, was cheap, and they're certainly not. People that actually have a great deal of funds use and love the hell out of these Einstein units. The power, the versatility, how accurate they are, they really can't be beat. The only way that you could actually beat these units is if you spend an insane amount of money and get something up in the level of Broncolor. These Einstein 640 studio strobes and location strobes are absolutely incredible. You have options. You have a built-in slave dome, sync jack. Right now, using the CSXCV transceiver is this little unit that doesn't come with the unit. I'll show you one here. I think they're like $35. So you just plug that unit in top. Obviously, when you get done, you want to unplug it after you power down the unit. It just has some pin connectors on the base that plug into the unit for communication with either the Cyber Commander or the Commander. This unit is basically a little computer. I can operate completely separate. You can actually light up an entire gymnasium with this, and say shoot 100 basketball players wide in a gymnasium. 2 Einsteins up in the back pews, a couple Einsteins with some larger umbrella reflectors in this. Obviously, for a small studio setting like this, 1 is certainly enough. I mean, obviously, I don't have these. I don't have more than 1 of these hooked up at any one point in period of time. Comes with a cord. I have no connection to Palsy Buffs. I don't want you to think I'm pimping their products. I mean, I have the ability to adjust the modeling illumination, the power output, on up to 16 different units like this. 16. The function and adjustability, I can literally teach someone how to use these. You think, now here's the thing, and this is what people need to listen to. People get intimidated by speed lights. By the way, speed light, typically like on SB900, you're talking at about 60 watt seconds of output. This is 640 watt seconds with endless versatility. Now, an Icon speed light, for example, it intimidates the hell out of people because it's so complicated. Now, this little unit is very slightly complicated, but not that bad. But it doesn't come with this unit. This is the Cyber Commander for popping on the top of your hot shoe. And you can sit that back there with your with your studio strobes, 100 feet away or even further, and sit there and dial in your modeling illumination or your flash output. as you want. You can set your channels. I'm going to go over to channel. I've only got one strobe hooked up right now. Okay, I'm going to up it to 40 watt seconds. I'm going to go over and change my modeling light. Speed lights are complicated. These things are really simple. I could teach someone how to use an Einstein, a pulse buff unit, in about an hour and a half. This would certainly take longer. This would certainly take longer, but it's a very, very simple unit. You could use wireless triggers with this. If you don't have a Cyber Commander and you've got Yongnuo, I can never say Yongnuo because I don't use their junk anyway. I know people complain about that. They say, well, they're cheap. They're a lot cheaper than pocket lizards. And that's certainly the case. So the pocket lizards have far, far longer transmission power, and they run off AA batteries, and they're completely dependable. But you could just pop a pocket wizard on top of this thing if you want. You've already got it. You want the Cyber Commander, and keep things really, really simple. And just plug in the sync jack. Now you can have an issue, obviously, if the studio strobe is 30 feet away, and you're constantly adjusting your unit for output to change the composition of your shot. But that's what this is for. You can sit back. I can put it on channel 1. I always had it on channel 2 while I was talking to you. Sit back with this on top of your Nikon or your Fuji, whatever you've got. It's only got a single connector on the bottom that is triggered by the hot shoe of your Fuji, your Canon, your Nikon. This isn't a proprietary unit. And by the way, the back of the unit operates like an an extremely good light meter. Units like this, the reflectors, the honeycomb grids for getting 30 degree of illumination. Honeycomb grids are just incredibly useful. 30 degree and 15 degree. I'll make a video about that in the next few days or so. Like long throw reflectors. I actually had a dummy come over to the house and he dropped this one, and I actually had to beat the dent out of it. It's just simply aluminum. Retro laser reflectors. What you could actually add to the front of this unit. This is the standard 8.5 inch reflector for the Einstein Pulse Buff. It's an incredible unit. The question is, you know, like anything else, what sort of profit margin are you looking at? What are you planning on doing? You know, if you're going to start shooting groups, or you're going to start shooting outdoors and you want to dominate all the illumination and that you're not under control, this is what's so important. I mean, obviously, a lot of things that make photography easier is one, of course, knowing your gear and what the hell it is you plan on doing, but having complete control of the light. You can be the best photographer in the world, but if you got really crappy lighting scenarios and, you know, you can't stand back with a reflector, okay, and you know, 3 or 4 speed lights and bounce a ton of light into a scene, like saying a group shot underneath a tree. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you can't do. I mean, a speed light doesn't have that much power. It's running off 4 AA batteries. 640 watt seconds of power. Very easy to learn how to use this thing. I can stick a big 8-inch umbrella, 8-foot umbrella reflector like the one you've seen in a prior video on the back of this, and even with one Einstein Pulse Buff, I'm able to get a lot of coverage. I'm able to blow the sun, override the sunlight if I need some serious fill light on either a larger scene or like a large group of people. Not hard to do. So that's something to consider. I mean, when you consider this unit's $500, comes with a power cord, an umbrella is only 20 bucks basically. You know, a new SB 910 speed light is $550. This is $50 less than that, and it is well over 12 times the power. It's like, well, yeah, but it's not a speed light. Fold up that umbrella. You know what an umbrella folded up is in weight. 4 pounds, 3 ounces, something like that, right here. A light stand, now this is a better light stand, but the cheapy light stands are 20 bucks a pop. The versatility that this Einstein with 640 watt seconds gives you, in combination to with like a Cyber Commander, I mean, it opens up limitless possibilities, and it's not expensive. You say, well, you know, all that gear adds up. Well, yeah, if you want to take this thing outdoors, there's nowhere to plug it in. Or if you want to take a 100-foot extension cord with you, you know, plug it in somewhere near the house or something, that's understandable. You're going to have portable power like the Vagabond pack over here, but it's not bad. You know, 500 bucks. You know, a $20 light stand, a $20 umbrella. You know, you do one decent group shot that no one else can do, and most people don't have nice studio strobes. I mean, they just don't. Well, almost nobody does. That means that you're getting the stuff that no one else can do. And when you have that potential, and it's not like it's really expensive. It's like, well, you're saying that. Well, it's less than the cost of a good lens. All of the stuff. You know, the umbrella, the trigger, everything. All of it's less than the cost of one good lens. Well, what will pay for itself a lot faster? One good lens or this damn thing? The answer is this. So, anyway, give you something to think about. I'm not a pitch man for Palsy Buff, but their products are exquisite. And like I said, people with a lot of money, you know, they can throw it at anything. They're still buying this Einstein Palsy Buff. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.